Hello, everyone. Welcome to my presentation, where I talk about every game that I played in 2024. Um, yeah. Make sure let's just get right into it, right? So here's all the new releases, the games that actually came out 2024 last year that I played. Um, we've got the Bite Breakers playtest. This game, this game is so good. I don't know why. Okay, so this game was made by the developers of Omega Strikers, Odyssey Interactive, which is just a game that has a very unique concept. But really, what's most important about it to me is that it just has really good music. And Bite Breakers kept that, as you can tell. It's just James Landino just absolutely kills it with the music, as well as everyone else who helped work on it. But yeah, but this game is a platform fighter battle royale, so it's kind of like all the best parts of Smash Bros. And Fortnite smashed into one game, where you just like you load up into duos with against 20 or 19 other teams because it's 40 people total, and you run around the map, you collect stuff, almost like Smash Run from the 3DS Smash Bros. And then you just like find other duos and you just scrap with them. This game is so fun. All the character movesets were like super unique and fun. And the gameplay loop of just running around the map was really fun. And this game was just a playtest and not like a full released game. But I need it to come back so bad. I hope that they said that it was like they were gauging interest kind of. But like if people actually like this game, they're gonna develop it into a full game. I think everybody loved this game, so I think they should, if they aren't already, they should work on making this a full game because I will play the absolute hell out of it. Now as it was as a playtest, it was only available for like a single weekend, so I only played like 5 hours of it. I only played two games of duos with my friend. Other than that, I just solo queued. Um, and the game didn't have any chat features, not even like voice chat. Um, but even without it, I feel like the duos still like worked well enough. So that's an extra point for the game or something. I don't know. I need this game to come back. If it does, it will probably be in like my top 10 games, or at least like top 20. Game's so cool. Um, all right. Next release of the year, back in September, we got a new 2D Zelda. We got The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, made by the team that made the Link's Awakening Switch remake. And this game, of course, it has the same art style as Link's Awakening, so it's super cute, super fun. Um, I was happy to get some dungeons back, dude. I love I love Zelda. I don't know if everyone knows this about me, but I love The Legend of Zelda. I'm wearing a Zelda hoodie right now, even. Um, the one thing I will say about this game is it was kind of short. I mean, like 15 hours to beat. Which is like, in the grand scheme of things, that's plenty of length, honestly. But like, I feel like for a Zelda game, that's pretty short. Oh my gosh. Especially when you look at like 3D Zeldas, are really long, but they also have like a lot more cutscenes in this game, I feel like. And 2D Zeldas, a lot of them have like a trillion dungeons, and when I say a lot of them, I mean I played Link's Awakening and A Link to the Past, and they have like a bunch of dungeons, and also they're really hard, just because they're kind of cryptic. Which is not a problem because Wisdom had. Echoes of Wisdom had some fun exploration that you like to see in Zelda. It had some fun puzzles in the dungeons and such. I've seen a lot of people say that the summoner combat is a little bit lame. Well, I don't know if I've heard of that exactly, but I can see it. Like sometimes it's a little. This game is tedious at times, I will say, and sometimes you just get like echoes that are a little broken, and then you just don't use anything else for the rest of the game. And that's a complaint I've seen a lot about this game, which is true. But I don't know, the core gameplay loop of finding of copying objects and enemies in order to solve puzzles is pretty cool. And I thought this game was pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like short and sweet, fun game. Not that every game needs to be, like 400 hours or anything. But yeah. All right, we got Super Mario Party Jamboree. This game, I mean, it's Mario Party. And it's a pretty good Mario Party at that. I haven't played a ton of Mario Party in general, but this game was fun. I played like 10 hours of it. I played some of the single player mode, which is, I mean, it's mostly just walking around and then playing mini games. So it's fine. It's honestly, I didn't even think there would be a single player mode. So as somebody who likes playing single player games, I enjoyed that a little bit. And then the actual like boards and playing the actual game with friends. I mean, it's Mario Party. You yell at your friends. It's what more could I ask for? I've definitely raged at this game, because like a computer player beat me. It also has online like competitive leaderboards and stuff, which I think is the funniest thing that a Mario Party can have. Because this game is like online ranked games, and Mario Party is like the perfect combination for rage. It's so funny. But yeah, I don't know, Mario Party's good. I think some of the maps are designed like I want to cry. And some of them are just kind of alright. And some of them are pretty good. So, it's a mixed bag, which is really about what I would expect. And I think that I don't know. Sometimes I will say the pacing of the game is a little messed up. But I'm personally someone who is all right with sitting down and playing a game of Mario Party for like an hour and a half. So I don't know. I think the game's fun. I think the game's good. I like the large selection of characters. It doesn't like a large amount of characters doesn't matter too much, but I think it's always good to have more options. And there's some fun options. Like you can play as a Goomba. I play as Toadette, so having Toadette playable is good. Yeah, the Mario Party, it's good. We got Rivals of Aether 2. I played the demo for like 3 hours. And that alone, pretty much, and also like people online talking about it, convinced me to buy the game day one. So I bought it, and then I played like 14. I've played 14 hours of it so far, and it's just fun. This game is like so smooth, like it just pressing buttons and stuff just feels good. This game just feels good, and that's like the best thing I can say about it. The characters all feel like distinct, and I honestly like the idea of all of them having different like elemental gimmicks and stuff, and the way that they designed all of the gimmicks is cool. I like I didn't play like Rivals 1, so pretty much all the characters are new to me, but like Fleets, having a character that uses a bow is cool. Specifically things like using arrows for the heavy attacks is cool, and the way that like some of her projectiles work. And I think just all the characters are very fun, and there's like intuitive like combo routes and stuff with all of them, but also like super advanced tech that just makes this game like great to dive into. I personally don't see myself playing it like competitively or anything, but it's definitely a game that I'll just like pull up and play because it's fun. And it also has better online than a lot of other games, so at least better than Smash Bros, which I guess isn't saying much because Nintendo Online is a little messed up. But anyways, this game is just cool. It's fun. I don't know what else to say more than that. All right, and then we got some new discoveries, games that didn't come out last year, but that I like found, or that I like otherwise played for like the first time. Um, Starting off, we had Lethal Company. This game, I saw videos of people playing it online all the time, and then I had a group of friends who I was like, "Hey, I saw you playing Lethal Company on Steam. Can I join?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we have a whole group." And so I played with them for like 20 hours in a single week. And this game just kicks butt. It's so funny. It's so chaotic and um like I mean, you've seen this game. It was everywhere. Um you have voice chat, goofy things that can happen. You have, oh my gosh, playing this game with somebody who's never played it before or has never seen it before is a magical experience, just because they don't know how anything works, and they don't know what they should and shouldn't be scared of. And oh my gosh, Lethal Company is great. Um, the one thing I will say about this game is that it works best when you have a bunch of people, which is just inherently a hard thing to do. So, yeah. But when you do actually get a group of people to play together, it is a lot of fun. All right, we got the big one. We got Persona 5 Royal. Played this in February. Finished it in April. It took 2 months to beat this game. Into 140 hours of gameplay. That's not like pause menus or anything. Like, I didn't leave the game running. 140 hours of actively playing the game. And it was worth it, honestly. I was totally burnt out after it. And like, I would like to play another Persona game, but I couldn't for the rest of the year because this game like tired me out so much. But it was a really good game. The story is great. The characters are very fun. The music is phenomenal. Like, this is, my Spotify Wraps is filled with Persona 5 soundtrack, and I'm very ashamed of it, but I mean, it's good. It's good music. It's in my stream playlist if you've watched some of my recenter videos. Well, it's really just videos within the past like 3 months or something. But yeah, I've been jamming with Persona music, and the game was fun. I just like it's a game that obviously you play it for a long time because it's a long game with a lot of dialogue and cutscenes, because that's, you know, it's got visual novel elements, and there's the confidants, and you know, it's just a lot. And there's a lot of content in this game, especially since it's Persona 5 Royal. There's, you know, like a whole extra dungeon and extra characters and extra scenes, and oh my gosh, this game, it's insane. It takes forever, and then it sticks with you, because oh my gosh, if Joker Persona 5 is not the coolest character of all time, then it's probably like Shadow the Hedgehog or something. But I love Joker. He's so cool. I love all the party members. I love Goro Akechi. I don't know. This game is, I don't know. I don't think there is anything that I could say about Persona 5 Royal that has not already been said. So yeah, if you're into very long RPGs, then you should definitely play it if you haven't already. Yeah. So, game good. Then we got Axiom Verge 2. This was like after I played Persona 5 Royal. I kind of played some different games from my backlog, or like just some smaller games. And Axiom Verge 2 definitely fits the title of smaller game. Game took me like 4 hours to beat. It's very short, but it's fun. I mean, like, it's a good Metroidvania. It's a sequel. Well, it's kind of a sequel to the first Axiom Verge. There's like, yeah, the relationship those two games have is very weird. but I found it about as good as the first one. I think that a lot of the base mechanics are more polished. I think the game in general is better polished, and the presentation is much better. I think it's a little safer though, and like doesn't innovate as much as the first game does. Not to say, but I thought this game was fun. I thought it was good. It was a little forgettable. But some games are, especially when you play like 30 plus games in a year, you're gonna forget one or two of them. But yeah, it was sweet. It was cool. Another Metroidvania in the books, because I'm collecting them like Infinity Stones. Speaking of collecting Metroidvanias like Infinity Stones, we got another one. We got Pseudo Regalia. Oh my gosh, this game is phenomenal. This game is like the greatest 3D platformer of all time. I don't know if I want to cement that as truly fact, but this game is so fun because the movement system is just crazy. The way that you can like mess around with momentum, and it has a lot of unique power-ups or like ideas that have been done and just doing them in new ways. Like instead of a wall jump, you literally do an air kick, and then if you hit a wall, you bounce off of it at a reflected angle. And it's, oh my gosh, this game is great. Especially, I will say, a lot of this game's beauty comes from a lot of unintended stuff. Like, the base game is great. The music, as you can tell, is really good. I will say the combat is a little lacking to make more room for the platforming, I assume. The game is a little small. Like, the map is kind of small. So it's like kind of a shorter game. I still managed to sink like 50 hours into this game though. Partially because there are some like mechanics that allow you to do speedrun tech that makes the movement even more expressive and fun. And that, so I've done some speedruns. I'll get a good one and actually submit it at some point. And then I've done a lot of randomizers of this game. I will say randomizers of this game are very fun, partially because they're really fast. Once you actually like understand them, like a max settings randomizer takes like an hour to like an hour and a half or something. So it's like a very bite-sized and fun. I need a 3D platformer with movement and mechanics as good as this one. Just like a full, fleshed out, long, like, I will say this game as a Metroidvania is, I mean, like, it's fair enough. It's not like doing anything revolutionary as a like progression wise or anything though. It is doing really cool stuff as a platformer though. So I don't know. I want just like a game that has less exploration maybe and more just platforming challenges. I don't know. It's a completely new thought that I just had. I didn't plan any of this. I legitimately did not plan anything in this. I made this list and I set up this Google Slides and that's it. I'm just talking off rip. Oh my gosh. After Pseudo Regalia, after playing it for like the first time, I played Cassette Beasts. I heard a lot of good things about this game online. Technically, it came out like 2023, I think. So for like a year, I had been hearing good things about the game. And they were right. It's a good beast tamer RPG. Kind of like Pokemon, if only in the fact that that you collect different creatures that have different types. And then the types interact with each other. And that's pretty much where the Pokemon part. And I will say there's kind of, I don't know, Pokemon is pretty vast, so you can make comparisons with it for like anything, because there's just been a bunch of Pokemon games and they do a lot in each one. So anyways, yeah, I sunk like 35 hours into this game. It's it has it has a really good overworld, which is like surprising because it's entirely open, but almost like HMs in Pokemon, you get new, except it's more like Metroidvania styled, where you unlock new movement techniques and stuff, which you get by capturing or recording specific monsters, which I think is a really cool concept. So it's like, if you record the bullet monster, then you get a fiery dash forward. And not only does it like change up overworld movement, which is a pretty fun overworld, all things considered, but you can also use it as like to gain an advantage by entering battle while doing a dash or something. It's almost like Mario and Luigi in that way. Guy who's only ever played Mario Luigi describing his second RPG. You know, it's kind of like Mario RPG. I just can't. There's probably other games that do it, but my first thought is a little bit of Mario and Luigi that I've played, where it's like, if you use a hammer on an enemy in the overworld, you'll get to an ambush attack. So it's kind of like that. But what really shines through about this game is the music is phenomenal, which I've said a lot of times, but this was like right up there with Persona 5 in how much I listened to it. This is like one of the boss themes. But yeah, no, but also the creatures, the monster and creature design is very fun. The characters are really cool. They're cute, they're cool, they're fun. They're everything you could want. And the combat system is really cool because it's 2v2. And the type interactions, they give like a slight damage boost or damage reduction based on type advantages or disadvantages. But for the most part, the interesting part is that specific types attacking one another applies different status effects or something of the sort. So like if a fire type attack is used against a water type, then the water type gains healing, like they get regeneration for 3 turns. Or like if an electric type attack is used against like a metal type, then they get like conductive or something as a status for like the next 3 turns, and whenever you use a different an electric attack, they'll take additional electric damage, even if they're not the one being targeted by the attack. So yeah, there's just like a bunch of unique type interactions that make the game like so in-depth and interesting. And yeah, the story is a lot less like central narrative and more focused on character arcs and stuff, which I thought was fun. But yeah, no, the game's good. There's DLC, there's some free updates. The game's really good. You should play it, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I got Pokemon TCG Live. I played this for like 3 hours, but what's more important is that I kind of just got into the Pokemon card game. I learned all the rules. I started collecting some cards in person. And I downloaded TCG Live, and I watched some YouTube videos, and TCG Live is actually a really good way to get into the card game, because you get a bunch of decks to start off with, so that you don't have to like go collect cards just in order to have a functional deck. And mechanically, the card game's really interesting, and at least like the online meta in this game, a lot of people are going to be using the free starter decks, and I think it's fun. I don't know. engaging with Pokemon in a new way, because I like Pokemon, who'da thunk. So yeah, I don't know what more to say, other than this game is fun, and the card game is interesting, especially, like, learning about the history of it and stuff. So yeah. We got Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. I don't even own this game. I'm gonna be so honest. My friend owns it, and we were just, like, hanging out, and we're like, yo, we should play a game. What game do we want to play? She's like, yeah, I own Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. Do you want to play that? And all of us who were hanging out were like, oh yeah, I played some Tetris. I have no idea what Puyo Puyo is. I did, because I'd played the first game, like, one time. But, yeah, we loaded it up, and this game is just fun. You just, like, screw around, and, it's very easy to get mad at each other. Especially if you have, like, Puyo Puyo players and then Tetris players, and you can have, like, a rivalry between them, like, oh, your game mode is so much easier than mine. Or, like, oh yeah, well, how do you like this? Here's a 3-chain, or a double Tetris. And I don't know, this game is just fun. It's competitive. It's fairly simple to understand, just because, like, a lot of Tetris is such an iconic game that a lot of people have played it. So yeah, this game is just fun. We got the Stanley Parable. When the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe came out, I actually watched somebody play it. I already knew, like, the majority of this game, but my friend wanted to play it, so I let them play on my computer, and I just, like, sat next to them and just watched them play, and it was very fun, because, you know, like, even though I had watched Ultra Deluxe when it came out, that was still, like, 2 years ago or something, and I hadn't seen everything in the game. So, you know, I got to, like, smile whenever I knew a good part was coming up, or I got surprised when my friend found something that I didn't know about, and we tried to find every single ending possible, and we tried literally everything, and this game is just really fun, and it's so funny. It's a hilarious game, I will say. The narrator is great. The game, like, the map design is interesting, because, you know, it takes an office building that's, like, pretty mundane and manages to make it something interesting, usually by making it absurd, by just, like, the office, it's either, like, the office building leads into, like, the void, or, like, the narrator starts saying something stupid. It's just a very fun game. Yeah. We got One Step from Eden. This is a deck builder roguelite. I just got into it, but it's fun. I've always wanted to get into roguelites. I feel like they'd suit me, just because I kind of like harder games, and roguelites tend to be kind of hard. But I also like bite-sized gaming experiences. So, you know, One Step from Eden, I'll say, like, a run easily takes, like, 45 minutes max. And so it's fun, and it's fun to just, like, lose a run, to get a good build going, and then I get to a boss, and I'm like, oh, and then I die. And then I'm like, okay, one more run. Just one more run. I made it to, like, the final stage, like, one single time. And I was like, okay, next run, though, I'm gonna beat it. And then I didn't. This game even has co-op, and it's an interesting co-op mode, but I played it with my friend, and literally first try we got to the final boss. It was goated. It was awesome. We didn't beat it once again, but yeah, I don't know, this game's cool. Put like 6 hours into it. I'll probably put like 20 more or something. I don't know, because there's also a bunch of characters, and I've just been playing like the base character with the base moveset until I beat the game, and then I'm gonna start experimenting. But yeah, no, I don't know. This game's cool. It's fun. Everything I could want from a roguelite, really. Especially like deck building is just cool. It's fun, and yeah. I don't know. This game, I will say, the actual functionality of this game, other than building a deck, like you build the deck and then you use it as spells or attacks to use in like Mega Man, Battle Network. That's the game I'm looking for. Mega Man Battle Network. I think that's what the combat is based off of. I don't know, but it's like there's the player grid and then the enemy grid, and you're like running around the grid, casting spells, trying to position yourself to hit people while avoiding getting hit. It's very fast paced and very fun. So yeah, I don't know. This game's cool. All right, now we got new perspectives to games that I didn't play for the first time last year, but I still played a good bit. Either I finished them, or I replayed them, or I played them in a different way, or I just played them in general. First of all, we got Celeste. This is a top 10 game. It's the greatest 2D platformer ever, probably. Well, unless, yeah, if it's not the greatest platformer, a 2D platformer, it's the best at being a platformer. Because there's probably some games that I like more that people are like, oh, well, that technically constitutes as a platformer. If it is, it still has worse platforming than Celeste, probably. Celeste, it also has phenomenal music. Lena Raine, you killed it. We love you. This game it's dummy hard, and that is proven by the fact that this year I beat Farewell Chapter 9, the DLC final ending. The base game, I'd say an average gamer could probably beat after enough hard work, but like, you need to lock the hell in to beat Chapter 9. Because you need to do all the B-sides, well, not all of them. You have to do most of the B-sides, which are already kind of tough. And you have to, you know, like, revisit all the past levels gimmicks. And then you have to do Chapter 9, which is a gauntlet. It's so crazy. It's so crazy long. Like, you get to it, you think you're at the end of it, and then the game fakes you out, and then you're not even, like, halfway done with it. Like, this level is so long, it took me 5 hours to beat, I'm pretty sure. It took me 5 hours to beat Farewell. But boy, that feeling when I beat it. This game rewards, the dopamine is so good. This game puts you through hell and back, but you feel good the entire way, because it's a journey of perseverance and a test of skill, but mostly perseverance, right? Like, you're going to learn how to do everything in Celeste if you just keep trying. And I think that's a lesson in life in general, and that's kind of one of the lessons of this game, one of the many, many lessons. This game's like, narratively is phenomenal. It's great. So yeah, so Celeste is, I'm gonna get a good speed run in this game, because this game is sick. It has the good base movement, and then the good level design, and oh my gosh, I don't know how they did it with this game. Oh my gosh, Celeste 64 came out this year. That is not even in my slideshow. Celeste 64 is cool. It's 3D platformer. It's nice and bite-sized. It doesn't really have a solid ending other than you collected all the strawberries. But Celeste 64, for a game they made in, like, I forget, I think they said they made it in like a week or something. Yeah, I don't know. I heard it was made in like a week or something. But it's very fun. Very cool 3D platformer. Not the best one in the world, but like, they made it in a week. What do you expect? For what it is, it's really cool and very fun. But original Celeste is peak. So yeah, go play it. Okay. We're on to Lone Fungus. This is a Metroidvania. it's one of those that I just, you know, I saw Scurry play, and I was like, yeah, well, I'll buy that. Which is something I've done probably like 4 times at this point. Because I also played Haiku the Robot, but that was in 2023, so we don't have to talk about it. For what it's worth, that game is good. And yeah, that's about where I'd leave it. Lone Fungus, this game I started in November of 2023. I played it for like 2 hours, and I just did not get it. Like, I thought it was cool. I really wanted to like it, but like something wasn't clicking with me. And then I came back to it last year, and I played a bit of it. And I still didn't get it, but I decided that I would keep trucking through. And then I got it at some point. At some point in like the second half of the game, I understood the game. I understood what it was going for. I understood what it was. I understood where the kernel of the core of the game came from. And I liked it. I liked the core of the game. I like the entirety of the game, even. Not the entirety. I like the game in general. Lone Fungus is a very cool, very fun game. It does some new stuff, and it tries to do new stuff with not necessarily new stuff, but it does a lot of combat. It does a lot of platforming. But there are problems with both. That now some of it is just that this game is different. This game has a lot of things about it that are different, and that just takes a while to get used to. Like, normally you cannot attack upwards. There might be some badge to get around it. I actually don't remember. But as it is, for the most part, you cannot attack upwards. This is very frustrating as somebody who's used to Hollow Knight. And also, in a game with a lot of flying bosses, a lot of like bosses that hover around in the air, for not being able to attack above you, it can be very frustrating because your horizontal attack also does not have a lot of vertical range. So you kind of have to get just in the face of the boss and just start slashing away. But I think that fundamentally this game does a lot right. The other thing I will say is that the upwards movement technique and the horizontal movement technique, like in Hollow Knight, you have your dash and you have your double jump, and those are separate resources. In Lone Fungus, you have an up dash and a forward dash. The forward dash is more like an arcing jump, but they're both a dash and therefore use the same resource, which can be very frustrating to my mind, where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna dash forward and then double jump, and you can't do that in this game. Which means that you have to choose between doing either of them whenever you're like fighting a boss or doing a platforming section. I will say a lot of the platforming sections, there's a lot of them, and a lot of them are very hard, and they're puzzly sometimes, and sometimes they're really frustrating. This game frustrates me a lot. Not necessarily through a lack of good game design, but simply because it's challenging. But sometimes it frustrated me a bit too much, I will say. But this game, the exploration is cool, the areas are cool, the music is underrated, I'd say. Like, it's not something that really clicked in my mind until later on in playing the game, where I was like, oh, this game actually has like really good music. But yeah, I don't know. This game's cool. This game was a journey for me, not just through like playing the game, but through understanding it. And that made it interesting to me. We got Slap City. This game I played in like 2021 for a couple hours. And then I came back to it in 2024 because I realized I had it. And I realized that they added 2 characters in like 2022. And I was like, oh, I gotta play this. If you don't know, this game was made on like 0 budget. So, like, it's not the most polished game ever, but it is the funniest. This game is a platform fighter that functions on Looney Tunes logic. And Looney Tune code, probably, but I think it actually runs perfectly fine. But, this game is crazy. You have Ultra Fish Bungeon 3000. You have business casual man. You've got a funny art style, and you've got characters that can just like 0 to death you off Nair for some reason. Like the new character that they added in 2020, new being relatively used. The two newest characters, one of them is called Orca, and she's like a boxer, and with watermelon, like instead of, I don't know, she's weird, but she's very fun to play, and like all of her moves just feel so good, and also she can like 0 to death you off a Nair, I think. The problem with this game is that nobody plays it, so I've only played against CPUs. Despite only playing against CPUs, I have played it for at least like 20 hours or something. This game's fun. This game is really fun. I wish people played it online. I wish that people would play it with me in person. But as it is, the game is really fun, and it's very funny. And yeah, I don't know. I just think it's cool. We got Fortnite. Dude, Lego Fortnite was so good. Not that it's bad now, but just that, like, when I played it, it was very good. I just haven't gotten around to playing it more. But it's like a cool survival sandbox game. It has interesting progression from what I can tell. Yeah, I should play Lego Fortnite some more. But of course, the OG Fortnite Battle Royale. Well, I guess the original is Save the World, but Battle Royale is what I care about. I played Myths and Mortals and Nitro, and those are like the 2 seasons I actually played. I played squads with my friends, and I'm like so bad at the game, and all my friends are better than me. But oh my gosh, the game is so fun because you do not have to take it seriously at all. We just loaded up onto no build, and we just like ran around and tried our best to win while still, you know, just fucking around because it's Fortnite and this game is not serious at all. If you want more proof that it's not serious, go play creative. You can play Jujutsu Kaisen box fights or Catnap vs Dog Days. Granted, both of those are reskins, but they're funny reskins because they're about JJK or Poppy Playtime. This game, I don't know. Fortnite is just a super fun game, and it took me a while to realize that, but now that I've realized it, this game is honestly up there for me. It's up in my top games somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Fortnite's cool. We got Hollow Knight, my favorite game of all time. Everyone knows this. If you don't know this, don't feel bad or anything, but yeah, I like this game. I have like 600 hours in it. I will say the base game design of this is so good, but most of the time when I play this game, I'm either attempting a speedrun or doing a randomizer. Especially like randomizers with a bunch of plugins so that it's just like absurd and there's like 8,000 checks. It takes like 8 hours or something to do a single rando sometimes for me, but this game's fun. I got a friend to play randos with me, so we did like a 2-player rando. It was fun. Yeah, Hollow Knight's good. Smash Bros. Ultimate. I mean, I don't have anything to say about this game really, other than I played it. I got some friends that I can play it with. I like playing Bowser Jr., specifically Roy, the Koopaling. I'm very happy that in the second half of 2024 Lumi rankings, TM7 Zap got 76th. This shows that Bowser Jr. is viable, guys. Trust me. Yeah, I like it. I've played this game a fair bit competitively. I actually won a tournament one time. But that was not last year, so I'm not telling that story. We got Minecraft. I mean, of course I played Minecraft. It's Minecraft. It was the classic, you know, friends. It starts up a survival server on their realm or something. So I play like 20 hours of it in like a week. Yeah. Minecraft's good. I honestly think that they do a really good job with all the updates and stuff. I will say some of the time, I don't actually know how to access the new content without looking it up. Which is probably just because I get unlucky and I still haven't found a trial chamber. But they seem cool. I don't know. I have a lot of problems with Minecraft. It's a lot. This game is unfair a lot of the time. And yeah, skill issue, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't know. This game frustrates me a lot. I rage at Minecraft of all things. But yeah, we got the big guns. We got the big guns. Everyone knows I play Pokemon Showdown. That's the only content I've put out on this channel last year. It was just Pokemon Showdown, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I like Pokemon Showdown. I got really into VGC last year. I don't know. Of course, Wolfie Glick. He's the most popular VGC YouTuber, so of course I watched him. He was my #1 YouTuber last year. But right, both. I also like Moxie Boosted. But my second most watched channel was actually the official Pokemon channel, because I watched like most of the North America International Championships and all of the World's Championships. I spent the entire World's weekend in my room watching the live stream because I was so invested in it, and it was so cool. It was a really good Worlds, by the way. Also, Nate Wants to Battle was there, and because he did a song for it, and that was cool. Yeah, I don't know. The song that he did for it was pretty cool. Something to Remember. I think yeah, that's what it's called. It was cool. I don't know. I like Pokemon. I don't know. I don't even remember why I got into VGC. Probably just because like I was so adjacent to it for so long. I just got into it. Yeah. But what really got me into playing Pokemon Showdown was 35 Pokes. Let's go, 35 Pokes. You know, I had to mention them. So what happened was I had a friend who was in 35 Pokes in February of 2024. And if you don't know what 35 Pokes is, it's a metagame where every month 35 Pokemon are randomly selected. And that's the meta. The meta is everyone gets to use those 35 Pokemon and nothing else. So in February, my friend was playing it, and my friend Alice, Just a Dreamer, you might know from my PDL Pick'ems videos, she kept telling me about how like, oh, Zebstrika has Sap Sipper, which is really good because it counters a top threat in Superior, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I have no idea what you're talking about, but that makes sense. And you know, she was just very excited about it. So I was like, yo, should I join 35 Pokes? She was like, yeah, sure. So in March I joined, and they have a tournament for the meta each month. So I played in the March tournament, and then I didn't play April, and then I played May all the way until November. I didn't play December, but you know. And oh my gosh, 35 Pokes has a really great community. Like, the people there are so cool. I don't know. I made a lot of good friends there. And people are just chill, and they'll just like chat. And obviously, like, people will just play the game. And the game is really fun. I think 35 Pokes is an amazing meta, because it changes all the time, and it's fun, and it's volatile, and it's yeah, I don't know. It's very community driven, which I like. And then speaking of community driven, we have PDL, Professional Draft League. I played Season 3 in their VGC division. Well, their VGC league, which they started up, and I think it went pretty well. And I think that's also what got me into VGC partially, was playing in that league. I ended up getting second place, so wins, let's go. And then this season, Season 4, I played in the singles and the VGC leagues, and I did not make it to playoffs in either, but playoffs are about to like go on. They're about to happen. So stay tuned, because we'll probably be making Pick'ems videos. Probably. I don't know. We've had some turbulence. Anyways, yeah, PDL, once again, great people. A lot of the same people from 35 Pokes. In fact, I got to PDL once again because Alice invited me to it, because she was playing in it, and then she was like, yo, there's a vacant spot in our VGC division in our draft league. Do you want to join?" And I was like, "I have no idea how draft leagues work, but sure, I'll join." And it was a ton of fun, obviously. Um, but yeah, no, they're like all the mods are. I'm a moderator now in PDL, so I know like a lot of the people on the mod team, and they're very cool. They're very fun. Um, in general, it's just a very fun community. We all just like hang out, and we all play the game, and playing the game is really fun. I like watching the games from everyone else. I don't know. I think draft is cool, and PDL is a really good draft league. So yeah, that's pretty much all the games I played last year. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, telling me what game. If well, is there any game that you played in 2024 that you really liked? Is there any games that I played that you also played and you're like, oh my gosh, that game was also great, or I actually didn't like that game. I don't know. Is there any games that you're planning to play this year, 2025? Happy New Year's, by the way. Or that you think I should play this year? Yeah, I don't know. Leave a comment. Make sure to subscribe. Did you guys know that only 5.7% of you are actually subscribed? Blah, 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 blah. I love that funny statistic. I don't even care. I like pretending like I do the YouTuber stuff, but I don't actually do it that much. But anyways, yeah. Thank you guys. I hope that you all had a great 2024, and I hope that 2025 is even better. Hope you guys all have a great day. Bye.